No problems. Thanks for having me today. So my name's Cara Davies. I'm currently doing a sort of dual role in the property department. I started off as a data apprentice, and then during my apprenticeship, I got a promotion to property coordinator. So I'm still doing data analyst type roles within the property team, but I'm also getting some training on property coordination. So it's been a really exciting opportunity, and they supported me to carry on with my qualification after getting this promotion. So
Yeah, it's cool. Well done. So you mentioned a little bit about your apprenticeship and it being a data analyst focused. What was it that drew you into being a data analyst, or why was it that apprenticeship?
well, it was kind of a dual thing because I really wanted to work for the council. I've always been really passionate about local government since I was a teenager, and Cornwall Council has a great reputation as an employer. So when I saw it come up for working with Cornwall Council, I thought that's a great opportunity. And then the more I read about data analysis and data science, I realized
Yeah.
it was one of the fastest growing industries in the world at the moment. There's loads of opportunities in it, and the more technology increases and the more data that we're collecting through social media, working with customers, sensor data, everything like that, it's going to become more and more central to the workplace. So for me, it was just a no-brainer, working for a great employer, learning a skill that's going to be highly desirable.
Cool. And so you've identified sort of, why it is you wanted to do the qualification. Had you had that sort of background before? Had you thought about, was
No,
it just
never.
completely one day you went, oh, I fancy doing that?
My background was, so I did English and creative writing degree at uni.
Yeah.
I was really big into the arts and humanities, and
Yeah.
after that, I ended up working in retail management for a long time.
Okay.
Um, and I just got bored. I didn't find it very challenging. I wasn't getting a lot of kind of job satisfaction out of the job role. So I
Yeah.
just went online one day and I was looking at different opportunities, and I thought, well, an apprenticeship would be a really cool way to get into a field I'd never done any maths, I'd never done any science like that apart from in secondary school. So I
Yeah.
thought, oh, that would be a really nice way to be supported into a new field where it won't just be like all dropped on me at once.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. So a bit of a career adventure then.
Definitely.
How do you think the apprenticeship has influenced your role? So, what you've taken away from it, any benefits?
I think it's like a lot of soft skills and hard skills. So like for me personally, I've always struggled a bit with anxiety and confidence in situations. And I found doing the apprenticeship and having like a mentor and having support from other people meant that I learned a lot about how to communicate confidently, how to like have faith in myself in like quite like complex situations that I'd never been in before, because I had that kind of early days support where like people were holding my hand and teaching me about like the different terminology, how to
Yeah.
present myself. So that's been a really big evolution for me in how I work. And then
Yeah.
in the more technical side of it, it's just been incredible because I work for the data team within property. Um, we do a lot of analysis, but a lot of it's kind of reactive analysis where there's a problem and then we kind of try to come up with a solution. Whereas doing this course has kind of said, well, if you think about the data you're collecting and you think about how you use it, then you can be preemptive to a problem. You can start to identify areas where things are slipping. And that's been really interesting for me in kind of learning how to scientifically look at a problem, but also have the personal skills to engage with people that aren't scientific. So we'll be
Yeah.
working with people from different departments,
Yeah.
and they won't understand that, I'm going to do this statistical test on this set of data and I need this, this, and this. All they know is we've got a major problem here and people are shouting at us. How do we
Yeah.
fix it? And so like for me, it's really cool getting to use people skills to talk to people
Mhm.
from different departments, but then coming back, getting that information from them and putting it into a scientific method and coming up with the right solution for them.
Now I'm starting to get excited as well. I'm like, oh, I could come to you with some problems and we could look at how we can go through them. Because I think it's one of those things, being in a fast-paced and ever-changing environment, we have to be quite responsive to what's happening to make sure that we are progressing and we are dealing with them. So that sounds really fun.
And especially because we can make so many decisions that affect people's lives and affect, lots of money is involved as well.
Yeah.
You have to be able to act with certainty, and that's the really comforting thing I find. It sounds a bit nerdy, but the comforting thing about data is you're not just saying, I think we should do this because it seems like the right path. You're going, I think I should do this because the evidence says this is the right thing to do.
Yeah. Evidence-based decision making, and then making sure that that also is impactful. Yeah, it's cool. Have you got any advice that you'd give to someone that might be thinking about doing an apprenticeship?
I'd say, first of all, think about, is this the subject you want to stick to? Because it is a lot of work. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it's a cakewalk. It's a lot of work, and you're balancing work and education at the same time. So if you're not interested in it, it's going to be a real struggle. But also don't be afraid, because I've found, like, I've had so much support from people around me, and such great resources given to me, that everyone is on your side and everyone is really rooting for you. They're cheerleading you. They want you to do well. They want to help however they can. So don't be afraid. It's not like you're going to go into this apprenticeship and be on your own. There's loads of support, and it can be really exciting. There are days where you have lectures and you leave that lecture and you're so pumped up to take it back into the workplace and implement the things you've learned, that it can be really exciting.
Yeah, it's great to hear like the golden thread between the two. So you're not just doing this, then this is actually being embedded in that, and it's sort of merged together.
Yeah, like there was a really cool project we did a couple of months ago where I learned to use a new data analysis tool on my course, Power BI, and we weren't really using it in our team very much. And I kind of realised we could make our lives so much easier and automate a lot of our reports with a little bit of work at the beginning. And it's so rewarding to go to your boss and be like, oh, I've had this idea, it could really help us out. And then 2 months later, it becomes the standard and you're using it all the time. You really feel like you're making an impact for the better.
That's brilliant. Thank you. Yeah, we probably need to start capturing some more of those examples, because if we think about all of the apprenticeships across the council, hopefully other people are having these experiences as well. So is there anything that you haven't mentioned that you might want to add? Anything,
I guess, like, for me, I had a bit of a rocky start on my apprenticeship. I had some issues with one of the providers, and I'd just like to say to anyone that does start an apprenticeship, don't give up. Like, I had a colleague on the course who just, when things got tough, he just left. And then, whereas I opened up, communicated with the people in the apprenticeship team, communicated with my boss, and we managed to find a solution, which actually meant I went to a new learning provider. But I think sometimes you feel like if things aren't going well, that's just the end of it. But if you reach out to people, the support is there, and there are options that you can do to make it work. And I find with the apprenticeship, they can be so flexible. Like, I had a personal tragedy and I didn't end up taking a break, but my learning provider said, we can pause it. Like, if you need a couple of months to deal with stuff, that's perfectly fine. So there is always the support there. You just have to have the confidence to go out and reach out for it.
Yeah, ask for help. I think it can be quite hard asking for help, because then people go, well, I don't know what it is I need help with. Like, I don't know what my options are. And I suppose that's really good advice. Just sort of keep coming back to, what are the options? Who can I talk to about the options with? And just kind of keep working your way through them step by step. Not everything goes straightforward, but being able to bring it back on track and just be in a position to make those informed decisions. That's really good advice. Thank you.
No worries. I'd just like to say as well, a massive thank you to my mentor, Michelle Carter-Foster, and my colleague, David Studley, who've just been, over the last year of my apprenticeship, I can't speak highly enough of them. They've done so much to develop me as a person and support me. Like, I feel very, very lucky.
That's brilliant. I'll make sure this video gets shared with them as well. Thank
Awesome.
you. It's great insight.